Hello Electroheads and welcome back to the channel, where today we are reviewing a pretty affordable heavy duty scooter with some impressive features. But before we get going, let's turn this thing on. So despite that switch saying on off, it's not actually the on-off switch for the scooter, it's the on-off switch for the horn, which I can only assume has been taken from an articulated lorry. So let's try that again, shall we? So here we go, this is the Techtron Ultra 5000, a name that almost makes it sound like a robot invented by a child in the 1980s. There are lots of awful scooter names out there, but actually I don't think that's one of them. It's a good bit of fun. This retails in the UK for about £499. That's about 570 euros or $600. And I think that puts it in the cheapish to mediumly priced e-scooter bracket, so we're reviewing it with that in mind. And my first impression out of the box is that this is a lot of scooter for £500. It's got heavy duty, it's got dual suspension, it's got squishy 10-inch wheels, which are slightly bigger than you would get on a normal e-scooter. It feels really solid. And there are some impressive specs and features on this scooter for 500 quid. So what I'll do now is cut to a B-roll montage of me riding around on the scooter with some chill beats in the background while I tell you all of the important information you need to know about the scooter in a voiceover. The Techtron Ultra 5000 is a rear-wheel drive scooter with a top speed of 25 km an hour, which can be increased to 40 km an hour using the app. The scooter has a 40 km range and takes 6 hours to charge up fully. At a weight of 22 kilograms and with 10-inch tyres and dual suspension, it's a rugged and hard-wearing scooter that soaks up London's bumpy city roads with ease. With a maximum load of 120 kilograms and a maximum hill incline of 20%, it's a good option for the heavier rider who might not feel so comfortable on a smaller or more compact commuter scooter. With front and rear mudguards, a horn and a bell, drinks holder, phone holder, 3 different brakes, cruise control and a dedicated app, it feels like this scooter is built by actual scooter riders. So let's get it out on the road. Okay, so what are my first impressions of the Techtron Ultra 5000? I think it does feel like a over 20 kilogram scooter, but that's not necessarily a bad thing, by the way. It's nice and sturdy, it feels incredibly safe to ride. So what you get for that weight is something that rides over potholes easily. The dual suspension helps with that. Feels like a good ride. With those 10-inch wheels, give it a good ground clearance as well. It does come to the detriment of cornering because it's heavy and a lot of the steering on a scooter is done with your body. It's just slightly harder to steer this thing. And I go to the gym 3 times a week, lads. I lift, right? Oh, sorry. And I'm finding it not the easiest thing in the world to corner. Something we get asked quite a lot when we review scooters on this channel is, how is it for a heavier rider or how does it handle up hills? Well, we're in central London, so it's hard to answer the hill question, but I am a heavier man weighing probably about 95 kilograms. This scooter says it can take anyone up to 120 kg, and that certainly feels true. It's really easy for me to get up to the top speed on this scooter, and when we are going up small inclines, it handles it absolutely fine. So as a heavier gentleman, I feel pretty good on this scooter compared to something like a Xiaomi M365, which feels a little small and a little lightweight for me. One thing that not enough scooters have is that suspension. So plenty will have front suspension or perhaps just rear suspension, but this has front and rear suspension. It's set up quite hard at the moment. I imagine that'll soften over time, or I could adjust it to my taste. But when you're commuting, especially in the UK on roads like we have, suspension is an absolute must-have.
Hold on 1 second, Electroheads, while I interrupt myself. This is an important announcement to say that as this is an Electroheads approved product, our viewers can get 10% off any Techtron product, including the Ultra 5000, with our discount link and our discount code. Check out the description of this video for the link, and then make sure you enter Electroheads 10 at checkout for 10% off the retail price. If your desired product isn't in stock right now, then make sure you come back and use this link again when it is in stock to get that sweet 10% off. Right, that's enough of me, back to me.
The other things I like are just how thoughtful this whole thing is. When you press either of the brakes, the rear light, which is red, flashes red to let people know that you are braking. You've also got things like a phone holder, which is incredibly important because I have no idea where I'm going ever, and I've lived in this city for 10 years. So having a phone holder is really important for me. Also really important for people who are doing things like Deliveroo or Uber Eats deliveries, which scooters are increasingly used for in countries where riding a scooter is legal. You've also got a bottle holder. The only thing I could actually find that was small enough to fit into this bottle holder is a plastic bottle. I'm sorry about that. We try not to use those at Electroheads.
How dare you!
But I just wanted to demonstrate that it actually works. So if I wanted to take one hand off of the steering wheel right now and take a swig of water, then I could. The fact is, I can't because I'm not skilled enough to do that. But you could if you were skilled enough. So really my big positives for this scooter are, I think it's an incredibly safe and capable commuter scooter. Not necessarily performance scooter, but that's fine. It doesn't need to be for £500. If you want something to get you from A to B in a way that keeps you safe, this is it. I feel like I've said the word safe about 1,000 times, so what I should do is talk about the IP rating, which is the generally kind of water resistance rating that electric scooters have. This is IPX4, which is the lowest resistance rating that you could have. It basically means that you could go over soggy ground and some very shallow puddles. That means that for a commuter scooter in the UK, there will be a lot of times when you actually can't use this. There are a lot of people that ignore those safety ratings and use their scooter in the rain anyway. Please, Electroheads, do not ignore your scooter's safety rating. It can literally catch fire if you're keeping it in your house overnight because the battery will degrade over time. And what happens to a battery when it gets wet and degrades is that it can just spontaneously catch alight. It's happened to our cameraman Cole, who was very lucky that he was in at the time. So please pay attention to the rating. And if you buy this scooter, do not ride it in the pouring rain or I will come around your house at night and I will beat you up and then I'll set fire to your house just to prove the fucking point, okay?
The woman was too stunned to speak.
So let me give you some more information, that's Spanish for information, before I conclude. It has 3 drive modes: Eco, Drive, and Sport. In Eco, you can get up to 15 kilometers an hour, Drive up to 20 kilometers an hour, and Sport up to 25 kilometers an hour, unless you use the app to unlock 40 kilometers an hour, which is actually pretty speedy. But if you want a 40-kilometer range, which this scooter can deliver, then you shouldn't use the Sport mode and go up to 40 kilometers an hour. Eco is pretty much the only way you will get that range. Personally, my favorite mode is Drive. Around town, Eco isn't quite quick enough. It's nice to be able to get off the lights fairly quickly when you've got cars enveloping you. And also on Drive, you can just stick cruise control on at 20 kilometers an hour, which is a nice, gentleish pace to ride around the sort of roads we've been riding around today. I want to show you one more thing, but to do that, I have to take you to the dark, where I was born. So come and look at this, right? At night, I've noticed the logo glows in the dark. So you come in here and come and have a little peek. Can you see that?
No.
You sure?
Yeah.
Maybe we should cut this bit and just like cut back to, I'll be outside again. Sorry, man. I thought that would work. So, in conclusion, remember when teachers in school used to say, don't start your conclusion with, so in conclusion? Well, fuck them. Look at me now. So in conclusion, this scooter is a very capable scooter for £500. I've really enjoyed riding it around London. I think I could live with it. I really like it. I think it's a good competitor to the Xiaomi Mi Pro 2, and it actually has more features like suspension, so I think it's potentially a better scooter than that. And it's definitely a rival to things like the British Decent One, which is another fantastic entry-level scooter. Like I said, it's just thoughtful, loads of nice features. I'm a really, really big fan of this scooter. It only has one negative, and I think that's the weight. At over 20 kilograms, it's on the hefty side, like a lot of e-bikes weigh that sort of weight. Some of them weigh lighter than that. And that means it's not necessarily a foldable electric scooter. It does fold, which I will demonstrate now by twisting this rotary thing for a while and making small talk with you. How are you doing? How have you been? How's your mum? She's still good? I didn't mean that in an offensive way, just, you know, we get on well. And then you twist this back, hook this thingy onto the thing that I thought was a shopping bag hook, which definitely isn't, and you're good to lift it. Now, 20 kilograms, imagine I've got to carry this up a few flights of steps. Let's just see how far I can get with that. I can feel sweat starting to form on my forehead. Actually, I don't know what I'm on about, this is fine. Maybe I'm just really strong. Maybe that's it. Maybe the steroids are finally paying off. You can just switch arm pretty easily. Yeah, what have I been moaning about? This is easy, this is fine. I can carry this up 1,000 steps. I can carry this up the Empire State Building, or the Shard, or my flat. Anyway, thanks for watching, Electroheads. Please do subscribe to the channel if you want me to still have a job. I'll see you next time.